They were all said to descend from the heavens. They arrived bearing knowledge, guiding and shaping humanity's path, and almost all of them made the same promise. One day they would return. But why do so many ancient civilizations describe their gods as beings who came from the sky? Let's begin with Zeus, the supreme ruler of the Greek pantheon. He governed from a lofty throne atop Mount Olympus, a place ancient writers described as existing above the clouds. From this elevated realm, Zeus hurled thunderbolts as weapons, unleashing blinding flashes of lightning and earth-shaking crashes of thunder upon his enemies. In Greek mythology, he was both revered and feared, a powerful figure who descended from the heavens to resolve conflicts or impose his authority. To the ancient Greeks, lightning itself was evidence that Zeus had personally intervened. For people living long before scientific explanations of weather existed, the sudden fury of storms felt like a direct act of divine will, and that will always came from above. Far across the ocean in Mesoamerica, the Maya and Aztec civilizations spoke of another sky-born deity. To the Aztecs, he was Quetzalcoatl, to the Maya, Kukulkan. His name translates to feathered serpent, a powerful fusion of bird and snake, symbolizing the union of sky and earth. Unlike Zeus, who ruled through force and lightning, Quetzalcoatl was remembered as a giver of wisdom, knowledge, and creation. Yet, like so many other gods, his arrival was always described as coming from the heavens. Legends tell of him descending from the sky, sometimes appearing as a man, other times as a radiant serpent glowing with light. He was also closely associated with Venus, the brilliant morning star which ancient astronomers tracked with remarkable precision. The movements of Venus marked important ceremonial and agricultural cycles, and Quetzalcoatl's link to the planet firmly tied him to the celestial realm. In some versions of the legend, he departed toward the east, promising that he would one day return. In ancient Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization, clay tablets speak of the Anunnaki. Their name is commonly translated as those who descended from heaven to earth. According to the myths, these were powerful beings who played a direct role in shaping human destiny. They came down from the sky to rule, to teach humanity, and to judge human affairs. Often connected to stars and planets, they were depicted with celestial symbols hovering above their heads. The Anunnaki were said to reside in the heavens, yet they could walk among humans, blurring the boundary between the divine world above and the mortal world below. While modern interpretations vary, their defining characteristic in the original stories was clear: they came from the sky. To the northeast, across the vast steppes of Central Asia, nomadic peoples worshipped Tengri, the eternal sky father. Unlike human-shaped gods, Tengri was the living embodiment of the endless blue sky itself. To Turkic and Mongolic tribes, the heavens were alive, watching over their journeys. Tengri was believed to grant authority to rulers, decide the outcomes of battles, and shape the fate of entire nations. His dwelling place was the infinite sky, and his will was revealed through the movements of the sun, moon, and star. In Slavic and Balkan traditions, thunder and lightning belonged to Perun, the chief god of the old Slavic pantheon. Perun was a warrior deity who wielded a powerful axe or hammer, which he cast down from the heavens to destroy demons and enemies. His home was believed to be high above the mortal world, in the upper branches of the cosmic tree. Storms were seen as his battles. and thunder was the sound of his weapon tearing through the clouds. In many regions, Perun was also associated with war and agriculture, reminding people that life and death alike were governed from the sky. Among the southern Slavs, particularly in ancient Balkan beliefs, a similar figure appeared. Zeus, often considered a regional counterpart of Zeus. Zeus ruled over storms and lightning, commanding the skies with thunder as his weapon. His name and characteristics suggest a shared Indo-European origin, hinting at an even older belief system that once stretched across vast distances. People prayed to him for protection from violent storms and for fertile land, always looking upward for his favor and fearing his anger when dark clouds gathered. Across all these cultures, from Greece to Mesoamerica, the pattern is unmistakable. The gods lived above, ruled from the heavens, and descended when they wished to influence human affairs. But how could civilizations separated by oceans and thousands of years, with no contact between them, develop such strikingly similar stories? One controversial explanation comes from author Zecharia Sitchin and his modern interpretation of the Anunnaki. According to Sitchin, these beings were not symbolic gods, but real physical visitors from a distant planet called Nibiru. He proposed that Nibiru follows a long elliptical orbit, bringing it close to Earth once every 3,600 years. During these visits, advanced beings descended from the sky in crafts described as fire and thunder. Why would they come? Sitchin claimed they were searching for Earth's natural resources, particularly gold, which they allegedly needed to repair their planet's atmosphere. Mining it required labor. When their own kind proved unsuitable for the harsh work, they devised another solution, creating workers from the species already on Earth. According to this theory, early hominids were genetically altered, combining extraterrestrial DNA with primitive human biology. The result was a new species, modern humans. This was not divine creation in a spiritual sense, but advanced biological engineering on a massive scale. Similar stories appear elsewhere. In the book of Genesis, the sons of God descend to earth, take human women as wives, and produce offspring known as the Nephilim, beings described as powerful and extraordinary. Could the Nephilim and the Anunnaki represent the same phenomenon under different names? In Greek mythology, demigods were born from unions between gods and mortals. In Mesoamerica, great rulers were said to descend from sky gods. Across Asia, legends speak of kings chosen or fathered by beings from the heavens. It's as though each civilization preserved the same memory, retold through its own cultural lens. If these beings truly existed, Sitchin argued, they didn't just create humanity, they educated us. They introduced astronomy, agriculture, architecture, and systems of governance. They became humanity's first teachers, engineers, and rulers. This could explain why some ancient civilizations appeared to advance suddenly, constructing cities and monuments that continue to puzzle modern engineers. If this is true, it would explain why humanity has always looked skyward for its gods, and why myths across continents echo one another. It would suggest that the earliest chapters of human history were not written by humans alone, but shaped by visitors from beyond our world. And perhaps traces of their influence remain, not just in myths, but carved into stone itself. Consider Pumapunku in Bolivia, part of the ancient Tiwanaku complex. Here, stone blocks weighing over 100 tons were carved with astonishing precision. The edges are so sharp they resemble modern machine cuts, and the stones fit together so perfectly that even a sheet of paper cannot slide between them. Some researchers argue the cuts resemble those made by advanced tools such as diamond-tipped saws. Yet the site dates back more than 1,500 years, long before such technology should have existed. Pumapunku is not alone. In Baalbek, Lebanon, 3 massive stones known as the Trilithon form part of a temple foundation, each weighing around 800 tons. Nearby lies the stone of the pregnant woman, weighing about 1,000 tons, and an even larger block discovered in 2014, estimated at 1,650 tons, the largest stone ever cut. Mainstream archaeology attributes the site to Roman builders, but even they would have struggled to move stones of this size without modern machinery. In England, Stonehenge presents another mystery. At its center lies the altar stone, weighing around 6 tons, transported from Wales over 150 miles away. Geological analysis confirms its origin. How ancient people moved it with such precision remains unclear, raising questions about lost techniques or unknown methods. Then there are the Nazca lines in Peru, massive geoglyphs that only make sense when viewed from the air. Created long before flight, they depict animals, plants, and geometric forms stretching for miles. Why create designs meant to be seen from the sky? Some believe these sites were ceremonial, astronomical, or symbolic. Others propose a more radical idea. They served as markers or guides for beings descending from above. Strange imagery appears worldwide. Maya figurines wearing helmet-like gear, King Pakal's sarcophagus at Palenque, which some interpret as a ruler piloting a craft. Egyptian carvings at Abydos resembling modern machines. Japan's Dogu figurines with goggle-like eyes and bodysuits. And then there are the stars. Sites like Göbekli Tepe, the pyramids of Giza, Abu Simbel, and Chichen Itza all show precise celestial alignments that required advanced astronomical knowledge. Ancient texts also describe strange objects in the sky. The prophet Ezekiel's wheel, Roman reports of flaming shields, World War II Foo Fighters, and modern UFO encounters reported by military pilots. All describe remarkably similar phenomena. Today, despite satellites and radar, we still encounter objects in the sky we cannot explain. Across cultures, there remains one shared belief: the gods will return. From Mesopotamia to Mesoamerica, from ancient Asia to modern Christianity, the promise is the same. So what do you think? Were these gods mere myths or memories of real encounters with advanced beings? Share your thoughts and keep your mind open. We have researched more historical facts. What you learn in this video is just the beginning. Like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the rest.